So Colton, you're the surprise of the season.
Hmm.
You're the shocker. You know that.
I've heard that.
Yes, yes. You're being humble, but I mean, you were expected to win the whole thing. What happened?
Y- I think a few things happened. But I think that the two ultimate things that kind of steered it away was my Lady Gaga song.
Yeah.
I think that confused a lot of my fans and voters, which I understand. But I think my attitude after I came off stage from September also cost me. And that's one of the reasons why I apologized on stage. I I hated the way I looked. I did. I watched it back and I was
Well,
so disappointed. I was.
I know there's two theories about that. About you
Yeah.
watch to see what you want to change, what you want, what you want to change, what you want to correct, and at the same time, there's no worse critic of you than you.
Right, right. I understand that, but I seemed I seemed cocky, and I prefaced it with that because I didn't mean it that way, and the TV editing got the best of me for sure.
Yeah. Those editors, they'll take the best part.
Absolutely.
The most controversial part. Let's listen to this part.
This is the part of the competition where you got to find the just right song to show off your voice. I think your voice is a lot more powerful for that song.
I'm not sure that it was the perfect performance. Everything came together in the way that it usually does for you.
Okay.
Ouch. That kind of stung a little bit, but honestly, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I don't care.
There's the I don't care.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and
you kind of wish you had you'd eaten those words that they didn't come out.
Oh, absolutely. And to the full extent of what I said, I came off stage and said, "Ouch, that stung," or whatever. And then I was like, no disrespect to the judges, and not trying to sound cocky at all.
Yeah.
But I don't really care, that they didn't like it. I came out and did what I wanted to do with the song, and I am happy with the way it turned out. And I think America was too, just by hearing the boos in the audience. I enjoyed it. So.
Well, this is the Bad Romance from Lady Gaga.
No, this is September. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
September. All right,
Yes.
I see. All right, so when you sing a song, is it one of those where you're in the groove while you're singing it, or is it afterward and you go, that wasn't my best?
I think it's a little bit of both. You could be totally in the song, and then watch it back later and go, "Ooh, yikes, that didn't come across the way that it felt." Or you can not feel it the whole song and watch it back and say, "Oh, that was okay." It varies.
Yeah. I've been in the television business a long time, and I think I have made the biggest flub ever. And you look back and you go, where was it? Where was it? It doesn't show. It doesn't show the same way as you feel.
Right.
Yeah. There was a Billy Joel week, which I thought you just knocked it out of the park. So did the judges. They said you did this song better than Billy Joel. Telling you ought to put together your first album should be the best ofs from American Idol,
That'd be fun.
because there were so many good ones. That's
you.
why everybody thought this guy's got it. There's nobody else that's you're better than a number of them that are still sitting there. The competition this year though was tougher than I think it's been in all 11 seasons.
All the remaining contestants are so flippin' good.
Yeah.
It's honestly it's anyone's to win. They have to keep pushing themselves and rising to the challenge.
And there's nothing you can do about it. When you're sitting there in Los Angeles, it becomes, once they turn it over to the public, it becomes a quasi-singing, quasi-popularity.
It is. Unfortunately, it is. But again, American Idol it's not the best singer. It's not. It's who has the whole package.
Well, yeah. In fact, you've watched the show in previous years. You tried out the year before. This is, it comes down to necessarily number ones don't always go on to great success, and numbers 4 or 7s or 9s do.
Yeah, it's really weird how that works.
Yeah.
There's not a formula for how it works. It's who works the hardest and who does the most the year after the show. That's truly who's going to be successful, because America's already fallen in love with everyone in the top 10,
Right.
top 12. But it's, this first year after the show is really the part where you need to pull up your pants and go. It's important.
It's interesting you say that. You're 20 years old, and yet you have a business maturity about you. I read the article that you gave the interview to USA Today, and you were talking in there about the fact that you are going to write and write and write. And this came from you had lunch with Chris Daughtry.
I did.
And,
I had dinner.
and he said, "Listen, this is what you got to do."
He actually, after the show, I was really confused what was going on. So I shot him a text. I said, "Hey, any advice you could give me for what's about to happen, I would very much appreciate it." And that's what he came back with. He said, "Make sure you write until your hands hurt, and then write some more, because the best records are going to come out of the best options, and the more options you have, the better chance."
Yeah.
And it makes sense, so. That's what I'm gonna do. I already have quite a few songs just chilling out, waiting
Ready to
for something
go?
to happen. So I'm excited to see what this record's gonna be like.
When are you going to do that? Because you have to do the tour this summer, and you
Right.
can write during the tour. But when does what's your plan for sitting down in a recording session?
I'm always recording off and on. I have a little makeshift studio at my place if I'm ever there.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. We're still talking about stuff. It's not even been 3-4 days, and that's crazy. It seems
I know,
like weeks ago.
but it was also interesting as you were getting the goodbye, and Ryan Seacrest, his mic was still hot, and even though the crowd was cheering everything else, I mean, he looked at you, shook your hand, and said, "You are going to have a big career."
That's very, very encouraging.
Now he knows the business. He knows the music business.
He does.
He knows that he doesn't say that just to be polite.
Yeah, I hope he gets the chance to say "I told you so."
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So tell me about how you started. Everybody knows that you're a worship leader.
Yes, sir.
And
I was.
you were, and Christian rock is an area that you're interested in.
Very much so.
Do you want to be? I'm not quite sure what the term is, but move it beyond that.
Absolutely. I would love to write music that's not confined to a church. I think a great band to set an example for what I want to do is Switchfoot. They started off as a Christian band, and they branched out, and I think that just opened doors for more opportunities for them and more of a way to minister. It's totally about a ministry for me to begin with. So I think writing faith-based inspirational music is a great way to include both the church and a secular audience.
Yeah.
And you can bring the two together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to get them in the tent somehow.
Absolutely.
Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time was another one that you did on the 80s week, which was out of the ballpark.
If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you say. Now you say go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find it. Time after time.
Harder to do a female song?
I don't think so. I think that creates a better opportunity to put your twist on it.
Yeah.
It's easier to put your twist on it because you don't necessarily have to do anything new with the
It's
music of the
yours.
song.
Then. You make it yours.
Yeah, you sing a female song, you just basically have to put your voice on it, and it's automatically different, and it makes it easier. However, the Time After Time version I did, I heard a band called Quiet Drive, their version, and I loved it. It sounds very much like what I did on the show.
Yeah.
And I just got so excited about it because I think the the music that was created on that stage is going to sound a lot like what I'm going to put out for a record. So I got a chance to. It almost felt like I was doing my own song.
Oh,
on
I'm
stage.
telling you, I'll buy the whole CD if you do the best ofs.
Awesome.
The writing part. Have you always been a writer, or because a lot of performers can't write?
Right, no pun intended. But I think I started when I was 15 years old. It was me and my best friend Paul Kavasic. You know, I remember chilling in his room, and we wrote our first song called "Energized," and it was the cheesiest thing ever.
Yeah,
it was.
Well, you're 15.
It was great, right?
Yeah.
But you know,
did you use pen and pad, or did you have one of the MIDI computer systems? Or?
It varies. You know, sometimes I'll pull out my phone and hit the voice memo and be like, "Ooh, I've got an idea. Here's an idea for such and such song," and I'll sing the tag what I'm thinking, and I'll revisit it later with a piano, maybe a pen and paper, maybe my laptop, and just jot down lyrics as they come.
Yeah.
Music comes pretty easy for me. I think that was an extra edge that I had in this competition because I was able to twist songs fairly easily just because it comes so natural. I just vomit it out. It's just like, all right,
that's
let's
your
get
gift.
it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun for the record for sure.
Well, it's been fun meeting you.
It's been a lot of fun.
I just thought I would meet you later.
Well, thank you. Yeah, stuff happens.
But you, to use Ryan Seacrest's words, you're going to have a big career.
Thank you very much.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well.